Hello my lovely crafty people and welcome back. I've been away on holiday for a week and it's good to be back crafting. This project did take me a little while to get into, but here we have today a trifold steampunk / vintage kind of folio pocket thing. This is my #Monday make for the Junk Journal Fairies UK Facebook group. Every Monday they set a challenge and the idea is that you complete it over the week and then do the next project on the next Monday. I know it's Wednesday when I'm uploading this, but I did actually make this on Monday. As I said, it did take me a while to get started on this. I knew what I wanted to do for the trifold and I knew the paper I wanted to use. It was just once it came to decorating it and filling the pockets. So for the trifold, I took a slightly larger than A4 sheet and I folded up about 5 centimetres worth at the bottom. Then I measured roughly 3 parts and I folded one side in and then folded the other side across the top, and then using one of my lace die cuts, I cut the edge of the front fold just to add to the vintagey feel. So I'm just distressing all round the edges and then I'm going to punch the corners and stick the flap up for the pockets. So we'll just get to that bit. So you're just really using the ink to distress it and give it that vintagey feel, kind of that vintage photo feel. I have decided I have deleted the Temu app and I'm going to use what I've got before I order anything else, but I am going to go more kind of better quality. So just distressing round the top of the pocket, and then I'm going to use my Yoo-hoo to stick the pocket down. So just doing the outside edge, up the middle, up the fold, and the other outside edge. You'll notice I have trimmed it. I could have left it so that it was the lace effect, but I just thought trimming it would work better. So as I said, I did struggle. There were plenty of false starts getting started on this kit. As I said, I've been away for a week and it took me a while to get back into my crafting mojo. So I didn't record my whole thought process because this has taken me most of the day on Monday. But I decided I was going to stick like a bit of a belly band, but not a belly band on the front. So just almost like a cluster. And when going through my stash, I found this lovely image, which is actually a wedding invitation. And I think it was in a sticker pack or something, but this was actually the packaging. So I've cut it out and that just really gave me my stimulus for my filling and my theme, the vintage and the steampunky theme. So I'm just sticking that on the front using a scrap of paper. The snake print paper is actually a wallpaper that I've just cut into strips. I used for a different project months and months and months ago, maybe even a long time ago, and I've just stuck that on the front with some string. So for the inside, I'm using up some of my scrapbooking paper kits that I have purchased and have just been sat in a drawer. So we're using up some of those, kind of Victoriana, steampunky, vintage theme. The man and the woman are stamps that I did onto some quite sturdy cream textured card, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in a bit. But kind of having that kind of wedding invitation theme, and then remembering I had these stamps, kind of it just went from there, and the creative juices started flowing again, which was good because I was really struggling initially. So the tags are cut out from Be Happy Stationery kit, her Retro Revolutions kit, and I think this was actually the freebie page. And I've just cut the tags out and then I've used my tag punch to the top and then added some book page, some washi tape, some string and a few stickers just to kind of go in with that vintagey retro, not retro, steampunky feel. So these scissors are naff, and you can see they don't actually cut, so they'll be going into my sharpening drawer and I will sharpen them. But I'm just sticking some brown doilies down with a few die cuts and a few stickers, and we'll come back to the pouch, the decoration of the front pockets in a minute. Or did I do it now? Can't remember. Nope. Right, so here is my bride and groom. They, as I said, they are stamps out of a kit I had, and I stamped them, gave them lots of time to dry, and then I'm just going to use my watercolours. So this is a gold shimmery watercolour. The shimmer doesn't really show up well on the video, but it really does shimmer once it's done. So I'm just going to use the gold just to highlight and fill in. I'm keeping it quite watery, it's not going to be exact. It's not one of my perfect watercolour paintings that I do like to do. Some of it slightly thicker paint, and then add in some more water to blend. I'm just going to pick out her dress and give her a gold shimmery dress. I do enjoy getting the paints out. I forget how much I enjoy painting and how mindful it is just to sit and paint. My friend Kat was round while I was doing this, and we just sat. She was watching TV, and it's just a nice chill day once I finally got myself going and decided what I was going to do. I did have crafter's block, and I was having a bit of a panic, and I was like, I don't know what to do. But we kind of sat, and she gave me a few ideas, and then it just went. And I've, as I say, found that wedding invitation kind of bit of card that was on a sticker pack, and the whole theme just went from there. So nearly finished the skirt of her dress. You can see I've used varying kind of shades of the gold. Some of it's quite watery, some of it's quite thick, just so you can really see the definition. And then just add in some water and some colour onto the bodice and the ribbon on the hat. So this stamp pack it's mannequins. I've used it before. I think I used it in Junk Journal July on my sewing page. They're lovely mannequins, and they come with other bits, like there's crown and there's the top hat. So it's quite a nice little stamp to use. I'm quite pleased I'm actually using it, because I do have quite a few stamps and I really do need to use them. So moving on to the chap, I'm going to add a little bit of bronze into his trousers just to give slightly different shade, but then we'll be sticking with the gold for his jacket and using the bronze to pick out some of the detail in his jacket. So as I did with her dress, just using it slightly thicker watercolour on the shaded parts of the print, and then just wetting the brush really to blend it in. When I stamped these, I said to my friend, I really want to get one of those, like the permanent inks for stamping. I said, because I think I've only got like washy ones. And then they dried and I started painting. I was like, oh, I think I have got one of those permanent ink stamps, because the colour didn't run. So I was quite pleased with that, to discover I actually do have one. It's just a black ink pad that I picked up. I think it's a Hobbycraft one. I'll double check. But just using the gold there to go over his jacket, you can see there's a slightly redder tinge using the shimmery copper on his trousers, but really picking out his jacket in the gold to match her dress. I quite like the facelessness of them, because they're not I'm not trying to do a married couple. I've gone with the steampunky Victoriana kind of effect. but also then got that bit of romance in. Maybe I'm turning into an old romantic in my old age. Oh, I hope not. Oh, dearie, dearie me. So just using the gold to pick out the jacket, and then I'm going to go over it with the coppery just to pick out the details. There we go, just the buttons, the bottom of the jacket, the lapels, and the epaulets. I'm quite impressed I remember the name for these things. So it has been nice today actually to get back into crafting after my initial meltdown over I don't know what to do. It was really nice actually to just do something that was focused and something that I could really kind of mix my techniques. So we've got a bit of collage in today, a bit of painting, a bit of printing, some layering. So I was quite pleased with that. So I'm just going to use this really pale kind of peachy gold, just keeping with the shimmery theme, just to go over the bodice and the face of both mannequins. And there we go. So we'll just put a little bit extra gold, because you know what, there's never too much gold. It's a real shame you can't see the shimmer on the video. So we're almost finished decorating the pocket. So the first pocket I've just slotted in a bit of paper, some stickers, and one of my stamps on book pages. Lindsay will be pleased. I've got my own little stash going here. And then, so he's in that pocket with one tag. She's in that pocket with another tag. And then we're just going to finish off decorating the front of the pockets and then the back of the trifold folio. I think that's what it's called. The foldy thing. Foldy thing is a technical term. So I want to put that in that pocket, but it doesn't quite fit. We'll see. Right. Let's finish the front of the pocket flap things. So this is just a corresponding bit of scrappy paper that is coordinated with the kit. It's out of the same kit that I've used the scrapbook paper for the back of the bride and groom pockets. Just using my Yoo-hoo to dot glue. I'm going to stick on this little label. I'm going to add some words from my sentiments and word kit. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use yet. I need to get them out in a minute and have a rummage. It's just layering up a little bit of a cluster on the front, just giving it a bit more of that vintagey feel. You can see I went away and I've stuck things on and I've come back and I'm happy with it. There's a few things I tried I didn't like, so the video is a little bit disjointed today, but hopefully I'll get my mojo back and we'll be up and running again soon. So just sticking down a few more little bits just to create a little bit of a cluster kind of effect. Here we go. Just making sure everything's stuck down. And so for the back cover, just similar, it's the same paper as I've used, it's from the same sheet. I think it's torn out the back of an atlas book. So I've just torn a strip, scrunched it up just to stress in a bit. These frames I had in my stickers stash. I'm not sure if they are actually stickers, but I'm not going to use them as stickers today. I'm going to use them as cardboard frames, almost die cutty. So I'm going to stick that down the middle of the back. And these frames, I'm actually only going to glue 3 sides because I want to, when I found some, I'm going to find kind of some lovely vintagey photos of a wedding photo, but I'm not going to kind of print anything off for it. I'm just going to keep my eye out because I keep picking up old books and bits and bobs. So I'm going to keep my eye out, and when I find something, I'll slot it into the frames. So I've got 2 frames there, just creating a kind of layered look. And then using my thread, I'm going to stick a clock on here somewhere to keep going with that steamy, punky theme. So we just use a bit of thread to do a little thread cluster, kind of scrappy bit. I haven't stuck loads of lace on this today because I wanted to have a go at trying to keep it flat. I do very much collage 3D, and it was quite a challenge actually to try and keep it flat, not stick buttons or bows or my big paper flowers, and I love doing all that. But I also, some of my journals are getting so full and proper gator mouthing. So I'm going to just try for the next few things, it's just to try and collage a little bit flatter. I have got the discarded project coming up, so that will be taking up a lot of my time. But the projects I do, I'm going to try and keep a bit flatter. So just teasing out the thread from behind. I think I might use that extra bit there and just stick it under. So we've got a bit of thread coming out from the pocket watch. Give it a good stick down. And by Jove, I think we might be finished. So quick walk through. So just lifting it up. Here we go. There's the front. Open it up and you've got this little pocket, little tuck pocket with varying bits of ephemera in, and open it up. You've got the picture frames, which we will add to later. And then we've got this pocket with a tag and a stamp, which I just kiss cut and then watercolour painted. And same for this pocket. And I've finished adding some text to the fronts of the pockets, and we are done. Thank you for watching.